beautiful walls, obvious durability, and visible profit potential, get a vision of veneer plaster. One-coat veneer plaster gives you a construction upgrade at a minimal cost because it offers numerous improvements over standard drywall. These improvements include superior strength and productivity, exceptionally high coverage, and easy workability. Benefits that are especially advantageous in residential construction, where veneer plaster can provide an attractive, economical upgrade from drywall, the midpoint really between drywall and conventional plaster. In other words, a one-coat veneer plaster system provides the lowest possible in-place cost and the highest possible productivity of any veneer plaster system. The system can do this because it supplies enhanced uniform joint surface concealment, reduces the likelihood of nail popping, and offers higher productivity gains when compared to taped and finished drywall. In addition, one-coat veneer is easy to decorate and allows for a much smoother, flatter, more monolithic surface. And while one-coat veneer plaster is not a cure-all for surface blemishes, it is the single most cost-effective method available for upgrading conventional drywall. For you to get the greatest productivity out of a veneer one-coat system, certain application techniques must be used. There are some important specifications for installing Imperial Gypsum base in a veneer plastering application. Use the plaster base that meets the building code requirements. USG's Imperial Gypsum base is available in regular, Fire Code, and Fire Code C panels, all available with foil backing when a vapor barrier is required. Use the largest size boards possible to minimize the number of joints. Attach them with nails or screws set flush. Do not dimple the fasteners like you would with a drywall application. Setting the fasteners flush maximizes holding power, prevents surface defects from shrinkage during plaster installation, and prevents nail pops in finished applications. Screws are placed 12 inches on center, nails are set flush, 8 inches on center for walls, and 7 inches on center for ceilings. Board joints need to be staggered for best results in achieving the strongest, most level surface. Now, once the board's in place, Imperial glass fiber tape is applied. Either type P or S is installed to all joints and angles. Both types of tape are white for better concealment. Type S tape is attached with a spring-driven hand stapler. Place the tape against the wall and drive 2 staples into the tape end. Continue staggering the staples down the length of the tape 24 inches apart. At wall and ceiling angles, staple every 18 to 24 inches apart along the ceiling edge only. For wall-to-wall interior angles, staple every 18 to 24 inches apart on one edge only. Working from top to bottom, position the tape at all interior corners. Type P tape provides a self-adhesive method of attachment. First, press the tape into place by hand, then apply even pressure with a finishing knife, trowel, or corner tool to ensure tight adhesion to the board. Whichever type of tape you use, do not overlap tape intersections. Now, to finish the installation of Imperial Gypsum base, sheetrock number 800 corner bead can be attached with nails or galvanized staples. Once the board and accessories have been installed, you're ready to begin plastering. Now, you begin by studying the blueprint for an overview of the project after the rocking stage. That is, once the board has been installed. Determine the job flow and decide on the most effective pattern for your workers to apply the one-coat veneer plaster. That is, a pattern which allows the workers to get the maximum mileage out of their time and efforts. Ultimately, this means using stilts, so the plasterers can move around the room quickly and efficiently. It also means that any essential scaffolding must be carefully positioned and that you should establish a central mixing area with a convenient water supply. Now, when work is ready to begin, all the necessary mixing equipment should be clean and on hand, including the proper electric drill, plaster paddle, drum, and drum cart. You must also know how many square feet of plaster base will be covered with each bag of material. For reference, one 50-pound bag covers 3 4-foot by 12-foot boards for typical smooth application. For joint reinforcement, presetting is not as critical since the wood framing used in residential construction offers resistance to movement. This means the joints can merely be pre-filled during the application of the one-coat veneer material. Speaking of application, normally instructions call for the veneer material to be applied using separate scratch and double back coats. However, experience has shown that once a mechanic has mastered this technique, he can easily learn to apply the material in a single uniform application. When applied properly, this single application can meet all the necessary requirements for thickness, levelness, and joint concealment, and can prevent excess material buildup, blemishes, and blisters. Proper application also means applying the material to a gypsum base with blue face paper, and not to a gypsum base where the face paper is grayish blue or not blue at all, as these colors indicate that the base has degraded. This can happen if the gypsum base is installed long before the finish is applied. If you're faced with this type of situation and you have no alternative but to use a gypsum base that is faded from either excessive exposure to sunlight or to ultraviolet radiation, you should take precautions to prevent delamination. You do this by treating the plaster base face paper that has turned to a gray or tan color with alum solution. Make the solution by dissolving 3 pounds of alum into 1 gallon of water. Pour the alum slowly into the water and mix it thoroughly. Then allow the solution to stand until any undissolved materials have settled and strain the solution into a tank-type sprayer such as a lawn and garden sprayer. Now, 1 gallon of solution will treat about 750 square feet of base, and you should finish the application before the alum solution has completely dried. Also, remember that alum treatment will reduce the setting time of diamond finish. Last but not least, an alternative remedy is to use USG's plaster bonder. However, using a bonding agent will eliminate base absorption, which means that the veneer plaster must be finished as the plaster sets.